EA Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us in the magnificent city of Atlanta. Used to be the terminus of the Western and Atlantic Railroad here. That's why they still sound the train horn inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Atlanta Falcons. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, we welcome you. The punter, Bradley Pinion, gets this started. And we are underway here in Atlanta. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Miami offense set to go, led by 27-year-old Tua Tagovailoa. Greg, hard to believe, 6th season as the Dolphins quarterback.
And this is a big season for both Tua and the Dolphins, Mike. They need to show that they're not just a 500 team that can sneak into the playoffs and just be happy to be there. They've had a lot of success. This offense has shown a lot of flash, 73 touchdown passes over the last 3 years. But it's time now for this group to be able to take that next step and see if they can really compete, not only in the AFC East, but to see if they can compete for a Super Bowl appearance.
And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
On play action, it's Tagovailoa. Forced out wide, and he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Well, here early on, if this pass rush continues to get home at this rate, this is going to be a long day for this offense. They're going to have to put some extra guys in there, mix in some play action, keep this pass rush off balance.
This is 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Tua. That is caught by Washington. A gain of 16 yards. First down, Miami.
First and 10 at the 49-yard
line. These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
That's caught downfield by Waddle. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. A big-time play for the Dolphins. It's a gain of 34.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. A shotgun snap for Tua. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and That was a good one there. In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Oh, they track him down, and that ball is out. But I think the Dolphins are going to be able to hold on, and indeed they will keep possession.
Nearly a disaster there, especially in this area of the field, Mike. You know these guys are reaching for the ball. That is such a priority of every defense around the league. Create turnovers, especially in the red zone. Fortunately for this guy, he gets to get back in the huddle for another crack at it, thanks to some quick thinking and good hustle from one of his own guys.
They'll bring Waller in motion here. Rolling right. That's hauled in at the 2. They're going to stop him here, short of the goal line, but that flag is down, and it might set up a very interesting decision. Want to finish this opening drive with 6, so the decision is go for it on 4th and goal. In motion, it's Waddle. Tua gonna give it to Achane, and he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on down.
Well, clearly this coach wanted to come out aggressive early. They decide not to settle for the field goal by going for it on 4th and goal, and they are turned away. What a great stop early in this game by this defense.
The Falcons come out, and they are led by Michael Penix, the second-year quarterback out of Washington. Greg taking over late last year and winning the job as the Atlanta starting quarterback.
Yeah, probably the biggest surprise of the 2024 draft was the Falcons making Michael Penix Jr. the 8th overall pick. Because remember, only a few months earlier, Mike, the big news, they signed Kirk Cousins to the big free agent contract, and then they turn around and they draft the future. So going into this year, there is no question. Michael Penix Jr. is the face. He's the future of that Falcons organization. And in their mind, they think this year they're in a position to compete, and they want to compete now.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. So the two sides going to make that long walk to the other end of the field. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Greg and I back in Atlanta after this. The Falcons have it to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with 3rd and 14 coming up. On the ground, it's the tight end. Good rally to the football to gain a 9, but it brings up 4th down. The Falcons getting their punter out there. Deep to return is Malik Washington. He'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Dolphins offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They'll start with a short field, looking for the first points of this contest, and they'll begin 1st and 10. In motion, it's Waddle. Here's a give to Achane. And, oh, they smack him down there. Big hit right at the line. No gain.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
To throw on second down, it's Tua. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. Jalen Walker in for the sack. It is a loss of 8, and now it's third down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do following the sack. It is third and long. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. He'll try and get there on the ground. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And fortunately, he's able to cover it up. It will not be a turnover, but will go down as a sack. Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times, and I'll tell you what, when that ball pops out of your hand, the only thing on your mind is there anything I can do to get it back? In this case, he was able to get it back, and he dodged a bullet. So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. Jamal Agnew now to return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin then. The Falcons offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. The offense is a little slow to start percolating. 3-0 the score as they begin this drive with a 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Bijan Robinson. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. From the gun, here is Penix. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
And their offensive struggles just continue to show up time after time here in this first half. It's going to be hard to sustain drives when you continue to put themselves in holes on these early downs like they did here.
On 3rd down, Penix. Now, deep ball for London. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down. Drake London was the intended receiver there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield. Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. They'll look to build on their 3-0 lead as this drive starts with a 1st and 10. the ground to start the drive. It's Achane. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
2 minutes remain in a 3-0 first half. Greg and I back to Atlanta in a moment. Second and a yard. Here comes the jet sweep. And he'll work forward for a yard, but that's all he needed. This is going to be a first down.
This is just another creative wrinkle that they can add to their offense to help move the chains. They don't do a ton of sweeps throughout the course of the game, but they do just enough here and there to keep the defense guessing.
They'll bring Waller in motion here. Tua now on first down. This one caught by Waller. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. That's good for 27 and a first down.
10 at the 17-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They'll come up on a second down and 8. Tua. He takes off.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
Now a 3rd and 2. Now it's Tua. And he can't get away. Down he goes back to the 16.
Having a dominant pass rush so often translates to wins. But that's hardly been the case here, Mike, and they're able to add another sack to their total before half, and that's great. But somehow they still find themselves trailing, and that's the only thing that matters.
And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called. Out comes Riley Patterson to try the field goal. This from extra point range, a 33-yard field goal attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Dolphins, on the strength of 2 field goals, take a 6-0 lead.
And that kick will help extend the lead, but remember, Mike, it's still a one-possession game. Halftime's right around the corner, so both teams, there's a lot of work left to be done before we crown a winner here.
Just 1 second remaining in this first half, and they will kick it away. And he will not attempt a return, so this will come out now to the 35-yard line.
Take over the 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Penix. There's Kyle Pitts with the grab. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you. This one still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand as our second half is about to get underway. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Falcons offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They're still in search for their first points in this one, but only trailing 6-0. And this drive will begin with a first down. From the gun, it's Penix. That's caught. Ray McLeod. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 6. He's got this to Bijan Robinson. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
It's going to be 3rd. They need 1. They'll try to run for it with Robinson. And it looks like he's going to have that first down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on 3rd down.
And these are the tough yards you judge it back by, Mike. We used to say to our backs, hey, even if we don't block everyone, you've got to be your own blocker. Like, you have to find a way to get 1 yard and keep this drive alive. And I think he's able to pick up that first down by about 1 yard or 2.
On first down, right back to Robinson. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. They get 15 on that game. It's good for a Falcon first down.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for. Yeah, and this play, Mike, is really just the epitome of what we've seen this entire game. They have not been able to get anything going offensively. It almost seems like they've been operating going in reverse the entire day. In this case, another run, another loss.
Now Penix to throw on 2nd down. In trouble, and down he goes. It's Jalen Phillips. Gets up for a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Penix. He's going to take a shot here for Mooney. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Darnell Mooney down Atlanta.
This is when you're very fortunate as an offensive play caller, Mike, that you not only have the speed on the outside, but you got the big arm behind center, because it doesn't get real fancy. If you can hold up in the protection, you're saying run as fast and as far as you can. I'm going to throw it as far as I can, and when you connect, it is a thing of beauty, and in this case, it results in a touchdown.
The kicking team off for the extra point. The kick is good, and the Falcons move out in front by a point. It's 7-6. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes D. Eskridge on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. The deficit is 1, as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. Man in motion here is Washington. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. And nowhere to go on that one. They lifted him up and threw him down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Here's a 2nd and 12. Now Tua. He gets it to the rangy tight end, Waller. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
Really nice job there defensively, playing the integrity of that zone defense so well. Anytime an offense is running these crossing routes or these underneath drag routes, they're trying to cause confusion with the underneath zone defenders. In this case, they all stuck to their reads, they all played their responsibilities, and they're not able to pick up any additional yards after the catch.
And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. They get the conversion on 3rd down. It was a gain of 27.
First down. A gain of 27 on the play. First down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Headed left. Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. And the Falcons have come up with the recovery.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
The Falcons offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. They'll have a short field looking to build on the lead. Pitts is the man in motion. They're going to go play action with Penix. Open man down the field, Mooney. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll begin the fourth by giving it to Robinson. Open space inside the 10. And he will not be quite able to stretch the ball out. They're going to mark him down after that huge run all the way to the 1. They get 24 on that one. And just like that, it's first and goal. An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. First down and goal. Robinson. And looked like he might have had a lane, but the defense closed quickly. He did not get in. Second down.
This defense is able to get the hold here on first down, Mike, but they might have to do it 3 more times. I think if I'm this offense, I'm saying this is 4 down territory. I've got 3 more shots to gain 1 yard. Here you go.
One more time, it's Robinson. And this is not going to do it either. Stop for no gain. And just like that, it's third and goal.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on third down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
Pitts is the man in motion. Algier. Touchdown. Greg, they did everything they wanted to do on that drive, and now a chance to really make it an important lead.
Mike, with that touchdown there, they're an extra point conversion from extending this lead to a 2-score game. And at this point in the fourth quarter, I think they'd feel pretty good about their chances of holding on.
The extra point try forthcoming. He's got it. And the Falcons will take a 14-6 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, Malik Washington. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Dolphins offense ready to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Man in motion here is Washington. Play action. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. Hayden Ellis. He's in for the sack. It's going to be a loss of 8 to begin the drive.
Been a largely forgettable performance from this offense up until this point, Mike. I mean, these sacks, they just continue to stop so many of their drives throughout the entire game, and then you look up at the scoreboard and it pretty much reflects that here in the fourth quarter.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here's Tagovailoa. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Leonard Floyd getting in for the sack. Now it's going to be 3rd and a mile.
This offense, they just can't establish any sort of rhythm. There's just no way to sustain any scoring drives when your quarterback is being pressured and sacked this often.
They need one right now. 3rd and long. Here's Tagovailoa. Now problems. He loses the football near his own goal line. And he is going to bring this one back. They force the fumble, and it leads to a defensive score. And a terrific play for the defense to come up with the score that, Greg, extends their lead and really hurts the offense's momentum.
Mike, it's hard enough in this league when you find yourself trailing in the second half to be able to battle yourself back and try to end up winning this game. But when you have turnovers like that, that not only then extend the lead, it just makes that even a taller task.
Point after try, forthcoming.
Lining up for the extra point.
It's up and good. And the Falcons extend it to a 21-6 advantage. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here's Eskridge now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense ready to see what they can do. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Back to throw is Tua. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
On 2nd down, here's Tagovailoa. Over the middle, it's taken in by Waddle. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. Tua and his old Bama teammate Waddle for the Dolphin 1st down. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. H.A. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A 1st down.
Mike, the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
This one complete to Washington. And he'll wind up getting about 7 yards as he is forced out of bounds.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Here's 2nd down and 3. In motion, it's Waddle. Now it's H.A. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a 1st down on that gain of 5.
And the offensive line does a really nice job winning this play at the point of attack. And once he got the ball, all he had to really do was just find a crease and hit it, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
They've got all 3 timeouts left, but need to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. But I think the Dolphins are going to be able to hold on. And indeed, they will keep possession.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
They'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. Leonard Floyd in there for a loss of 5 on the sack. And now it's 3rd down. In motion, it's Waddle. Now the Dolphins going to use the 1st of their timeouts, and they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. The crowd cranking it up another notch before 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Tua. That's going to be incomplete, so no help there. And we're likely down to a final snap.
Little miscommunication there. Now brings up 3rd down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
Defense has to play smart, avoid a penalty on 4th and long. One last throw here for Tua, sending it deep for Waddle. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. So it's a win here for the Falcons. And it was their defense that led the way as they pitched a shutout in the 2nd half. No points allowed, and they cruised to victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Falcons are winners as we say so long from Atlanta.